Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Well, I don't think anyone else is even in stream, so, like, pretty easy
I don't
first. Care. Okay, fair point. Let me turn the music down. There we go. That way I can stop it on my side. Who's ready for Ace Attorney? Is it you, Lena?
I'm ready.
I should probably turn the game down a little bit because Ace Attorney is like the loudest game on my PlayStation. This is the final part of this game. It's like the last 2 to 3 hours of the game. Maybe only like hour or two of the game, but it's awesome. You're gonna love and hate what you see, Lena.
So what? Oh my god. I'm so sorry. We're eating. Oh, so I don't eat. This is why I don't drink soda at work. I'm a fucking monster. What am I supposed to be like? Holy shit, are you kidding me? Like, what's...
So...
Like, you're gonna hate this. Like, give me, like, what the fuck has happened so far?
So, we've discovered that, neither Dahlia, the one who was possessing Maya, nor Iris, her twin sister who is still alive, killed Mystic...
Bikini. Oh, no.
No, not Bikini. Maya's mom.
Yeah. Ami?
Not Ami. That's the ancient,
God damn it, that's
founder.
the ancient one.
Yeah. One sec. Misty. Mystic Misty. So, somebody was on the side that Dahlia was at, possessing someone who was not Pearl. We know it was not Pearl. Who then attacked Maya because she was inside Misty's body. Died, and then Maya, who immediately went to the training chamber and summoned Mia with a sheet of paper and was like, help me, what do I do? And Mia went, call Dahlia, lock yourself up. So, Maya was locked in a room for like 72 hours. Pearl was sulking somewhere on that same side. Someone else was there who killed Misty and then threw the body across the bridge using the rope. for Iris to then pick up and take to the temple and make it look like she did it. So, who killed Misty? You're not going to like the outcome, Lena.
No, I probably won't.
I know who it is.
Oh.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Tests? Yes, tests. On the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about it.
Me too.
That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or... Due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it's not Misty's. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it?
Ooh.
I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. It's Maya. Witness. Please tell us your name and profession.
Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law's office. Offices, plural.
Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the crime channeling technique.
I'm frightened. The Fey clan. I don't want any more to do with it.
Oh, Maya. The pain the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Fey. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Sternim's murder. Is this correct?
I didn't see any.
Straighten up this instant, young lady.
Huh?
So sorry, I'm all flimsy. Flemmy!
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. All flimsy. Not feeling very sturdy right now.
No.
Like Maya.
But I...
Your mother was
Oh.
killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact.
Oh,
But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please.
yes, Your Honor.
Apparently, whatever it was very traumatizing.
I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness.
Okay. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya! The person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who. I don't know.
I didn't know. Maya, think hard.
Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't.
1 second.
I don't know, squawk.
I don't know anything, and if anybody says I do, they're lying. I loved doing fucking Tigre's voice. Ha! Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it would be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Mm-hmm. You don't mean... Was it...
I didn't know it at the time, but I think it was probably blood. Blood.
Blood! Oh my god! Is she saying that's when Mr. Nim, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer?
At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear.
Stricken, unable to move.
I was just sitting there in the snow. I was just over on the bench. I'm sure. Blah, 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 blah.
Ooh, Yuki, thanks for the resub.
I'm sure blood got on everything around me.
Ooh, 14-month resub. Already over a year, working on 2. What's up? An old PC! Oh, I forgot it's the beginning of the month. I'm gonna have to reset that.
He's still fucking meowing.
He is. I think he just started up again.
Hand about. Anyways.
Who else was on the Inner Temple side that night?
Fuck if I know.
Sorry.
Well, Sister Bikini, of course.
How you doing tonight, Yuki?
I know Yuki. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well.
On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then...
Tired.
Aw. Aren't we all? So then, did Iris actually come later like she said?
Well, let me think.
She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired.
No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training.
Ooh. Either way, it wasn't Dahlia who showed, or it wasn't Iris who showed up. Who did it? Who hit you?
Well,
Show me on this dummy where they touched you.
oh. I didn't see who it was. It was hit from behind.
But it was straight in the back of the head. I swear my top knot, it's not a top knot. My hair bun almost fell out. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was?
Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
Phoenix,
remember.
head trauma. It's head trauma, Phoenix. Trust me, it messes with your memory. Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? Press her harder. Let's try that. Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person?
Well, let me think. It was,
Yeah, of course I would. I have lots of personal experience with head trauma.
oh yeah, that's right. It was dark. That's it. You know, really dark.
It was dark.
It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training.
Come to think of it, there was earlier testimony to that effect. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime. Which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by at least an M, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? Tell me more. What happened afterwards?
My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape. I think.
It goes whoopsie bam onto the floor. You think?
After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic.
I love sending my mom videos of kids just getting hurt.
You sound like a sadist.
Hey man, there's a whole Instagram page with 7.1 million followers that is called Kids Getting Hurt. And I just
Fair
watched
point.
a kid precariously balance himself on a table while looking through a book magazine. And then she fucking fell off the table and hit her head on the stool and is now flat on the ground, crying.
There was the
It's funny.
kid yesterday that fell, and all I heard was just smack. Ah! And I was like,
yeah, and
oh,
Andy and I
shit.
and Young were like started losing it. We were like,
I did not see it happen. I only heard it, but it was literally just like a ah! It was insane.
and it's perfect too because what ended up happening was, of course, the kid started crying because he got hurt, and then he calmed down a little bit, and then mom wanted to walk over to grab something, and he started calming down. And then the moment mom put his intention back on him, he started crying again as normal. And I was like, oh my god, I was that kid. I was 100% that kid. I was like, oh, they're not paying attention to me? Gotta start crying. Paying attention to me? Cry harder! Cry harder!
Oh, they're looking away. They're coming back.
Yep. I didn't even read that.
Oh, shit, sorry.
I don't know what she said.
It was something about there were only two things rolling around in my mind.
Ah.
Well, now, this is beginning to get interesting. So, what were the two things rolling around in your mind?
My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 = 2. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory.
Oh, that's a callback to the first case of the second game, where Phoenix gets head trauma and does lose his memory.
I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
That's not odd at all. Your actions
Bad
are
dog,
understandable.
don't
given the
contradict your master.
Fuck you, Kaiba. Wait, I do. That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? I shit myself as a self-defense mechanism. I'm sorry, Maya. You did what? You think you screamed, but you're not sure?
Sorry.
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark, and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man? Was it a woman? An adult? A child?
I did no such thing. I did not steal Kaiba's blue eyes. They just happened to fall into a fire. I was uninvolved.
I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
Leave me, my dear. I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. Self-defense shit! I love the idea that the judge would be the type of person that would, like, shit himself out of fear and then use it to throw at his attacker. That's so disgusting, but it's so funny to me as an idea. God damn it. Judge, I
I
don't...
thought this person might attack me.
Oh, yeah?
Judge, I don't think you're supposed to, like, announce when you're self-defense shitting or anything. I think you're supposed to keep that to yourself. But how will they know when I'm about to throw it into their eyes? I don't think you want to tell them that, so that it actually works. Oh, God, what's that smell? And then he just throws it at him and runs. Jesus. I may be old, but I'm not senile. I shit myself on purpose.
There's a tactical shit.
Tactical shit. Instead of self-defense, it's shit defense. Shelf defense.
Shit. Quite literally.
Okay, sorry, Lena.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought it was my last hope.
Wow. It sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind.
Almost like she's not herself.
But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details?
Press that motherfucker.
Wait a minute. Maya, what's this my last hope stuff?
You're not suicidal. Anyways.
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
No, no, no. That's what you said. You said my last hope.
Huh? What?
I said what?
Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me!"
Yeah?
But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh. Well, that's like, what do you call it when that happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there.
She's not usually this flabbergasted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
What did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at.
So now there's two people.
That's who I was screaming to for help.
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
Can you try that again? It didn't go over well.
I didn't mean to let that slip out.
Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person.
I am. Well, I wanted to keep that part a secret. What have I done? What have I done?
Ha! It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
I've really never heard you say that. A ton of pressure.
Ha! That's what I always say. Okay, that one I've heard you say before.
Yeah, that one I believe you on.
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
See a man behind. Oh, now it's a man. Okay, I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern.
But you
So
said
it wasn't dark.
was dark.
There was a line.
A man? Who was this man?
Well, you see, I couldn't see.
You couldn't see? She's used this excuse twice now.
Well, lantern light isn't very bright.
That's a big ass lantern. That is like a whole ass column.
Yeah, that's massive. Lantern light, did you say?
Okay, see, you just contradicted yourself right there
God,
again.
Maya.
There is a big stone.
There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. They always light it.
See how fucking big that is? Ain't no way.
Yeah, ain't
They
no
always
way.
light it when the inoculite is there for training.
Go on. I mean,
I'm not lying through my
oops.
teeth. Hey, you know what they say? Under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker, who was closer.
This sounds like the shit I'd say when I'm like improving.
Mhm.
Plus, there wasn't any other light sources in the garden at the time.
Hmm.
Jesus.
Nice. Was not lit the night of the crime.
Ooh. So how did you see the man behind him?
Let me real quick. Oh, fucking, I hit the wrong button.
How devious! You thought you could fuck, I pressed the wrong button.
How devious, you thought you could lie to— Hold it! Fuck! Yeah! So there was a man standing behind your attacker?
Yeah.
That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Denim. Otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother.
Your mother.
The killer?
Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
Huh? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission.
Huh? What?
It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. Okay, so it was a completely dark garden. How would she have known it was a man? Did they have a light source of some kind? I didn't skip that. She just screamed no. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godo, explain this! Add the pureness of milk to the perfect coffee. Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trite's words are the milk, and you are the spoon, Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know. Wow, a Final Fantasy reference. I'm not kidding. That's like a reference to Final Fantasy IV. There's a character that is almost exclusively referred to as a spoony bard the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick.
May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, my client's an idiot. That's not what I meant to say.
Did I say that out loud?
Shit. Please scratch that from the court record. You're not going to? Oh, fuck. She's gonna hate me when she's out of shock. That would have to mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No.
Order! What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under pitch-black conditions? Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. There's some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godo. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. And now, you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. So it's someone Maya knows, who could be seen in pitch black, who's a man, and was probably missing for the entire time that Maya was missing for.
Pearl! Oh, wait.
Anything coming to mind, Lena?
Honestly, no.
We know a character who was gone the entire time because they couldn't make it to court.
Actually.
Franziska had to cover for them.
Phoenix.
They're standing across from Phoenix.
Godo. Oh, his mask. I would not have guessed Godo.
There's a scene in an earlier trial where, if you remember, the lights went out and he was the only one we could see.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what this is trying to hint at.
Oh.
Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
Ha! You talk a good game, Trite. But let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't. Please, stop.
Maya is dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. All right, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness?
Larry.
Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What?
Holy shit.
How do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy.
Insane, Phoenix. Holy shit. What's a way to say it?
Right. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off.
Sorry.
This is... But it can't be.
Ha! That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite.
Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
The man with the virtual boy strapped to his head.
Order, order, order! My God, he glows red like a virtual boy. Your Honor, what's
Maya's
a virtual boy?
No.
I know, right? What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Trite, do you really not know what the virtual boy is?
Even Pearl's in the stand like, oh, the virtual boy! That thing was shit! and Wright's just totally lost. Prosecutor Godo, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Ha!
Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person.
What do you mean by that?
If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night, was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that.
Maya!
I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason.
What? Witness, Mr. Wright, what the...
Stop your chattering, Your Honor. earth-shattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules.
Lena, I need you to remember one more thing about Godo.
He's a dick.
There's a certain condition in which he cannot see something.
Is the gang just gonna tell me, or are you just gonna keep telling me?
We have to guess it.
Okay.
Do you remember that? I know you don't remember. The entire fucking, like, ground of snow around the stone lantern was shoveled up and removed. Do you remember what color Godo can't see, and in what condition he can't see it?
I can't see red
When?
all the time.
No.
When it's dark,
What color is the stone lantern?
white.
He can't see red on white.
Oh yeah.
That's why he dug up. You're going to see.
Were you about to tell me?
No. Yes, but I stopped myself. You'll see.
All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but
The killer.
when I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
Sexist.
Maya, that's very awfully closed-minded of you. Your girlfriend could do that.
First of all, you have to remember where I come from.
You mean a matriarch society?
Second all, she's not my girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. Shut up. It's not like that.
Maya, the women run your village.
Anyways, the judge is talking, so I should probably pay attention.
Sexist much, aren't we?
Ugh.
So it was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godo said. You're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
Judge, sexist much?
I will fucking throw this gavel at you. I have spares.
So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple. But they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away?
Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victims' blood sprayed onto the snow?
Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount.
That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
It looks like there's some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think this will help explain them.
That doesn't explain shit. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yes, I think so.
But why would
Yes,
the
I
killer
think so.
tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
Looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. The torches were lit?
Yeah, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya.
Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene.
So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
There we go. I was turning the game down a little bit more. So then, the person that carried you into the inner temple?
It could only have been the killer.
That's what I think too.
So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. So, you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yes.
But earlier, you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? I know we went over this, but I had to gather more info.
Yeah, I think so.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I'd felt something.
You did?
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me.
For my sake.
You-
Sorry.
that didn't
I
go
looked
across.
away.
Yeah, I was like, for me.
What? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden,
She may have thought that you had done it.
No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying
Thanks.
And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened?
yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
They did it for your sake?
Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right?
Yes, I suppose that's true.
Yeah, and if that happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out right then, it would have been terrible. Master of Karine, killed by own daughter. I don't think Maya would have been able to handle it.
But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason is there to go through that much trouble to protect you?
What reason indeed? What reason indeed? Trying to figure out if I have any evidence to present there.
What?
Just you.
Oh. Just do without thinking.
Okay, what evidence do I have that might be able to be presented here? Let's see. Crime photo, horrible sketch, found on outcropping, worn by Lista Nim, found in the garden of the inner temple. No, I didn't think so. Ouchies. Judgy Wudgy, don't do it. Oh. The body of Elise Denim was carried all the way to Hazakura Temple's courtyard. Courtyard. Yeah, it was taken all the way to the courtyard. Then at the garden, the real scene of the crime, the snow that we suspect was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd.
Oh? And what would that be?
The
You-
fuck did it go?
You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Godo. It's the message written in blood on the lantern.
Ain't no fucking way he would have figured it out.
Phoenix,
So I think
or-
actually Phoenix is being a total dickhead to Godo right now. He's like, I think he figured it out by now.
right.
Fully knowing he would not be able to see that shit.
Well,
Phoenix, you're sassy asshole.
He was told about it earlier in the case, though. And he was like, what? So he's aware it's there now, but he wasn't at the time.
Yeah, but still.
It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern.
Very clearly. You know who can't see that very clearly? His choice of words is on purpose, goddammit, and you cannot convince me that he isn't being a slight asshole to Godo right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he totally is, but he's trying to get his point across to the people watching and the judge. There's only one person here who couldn't have seen it, and Phoenix wants to point it out.
Yeah.
Maya.
Huh?
If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe the writing off the lantern?
Ah! You're right! Order, order, order! But Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene?
Indeed. But it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the snow, then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
So if it is Godo, how the hell did he see that shit on the white snow?
You'll see.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought you'd say.
Because I don't want to explain it. I almost did, and I don't
know.
want to.
Yeah, I know, but that's why I was like, God damn it.
But if
Go on.
that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern?
I don't know what the killer's plan was. But it's a fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. Phoenix isn't sure yet. That's why he's making it so clear. He just sees it as a contradiction.
Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern?
Prosecutor Godo, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought.
The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it.
That doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that.
You're right. There's no way any normal person would.
Looks directly at Godo. There's no way any normal person would.
You're right. There's no way any normal person would.
Did not
Just like direct eye
fucking
contact.
convince me. Not convince me. I know specifically here I cannot convince me, but like still just before, you cannot. This man is full of sass.
Well, I know for certain earlier that he wasn't completely sure, but he was definitely trying to point it out. Here he is fucking calling Godo out.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright?
There's only one person involved in this incident
Who isn't
could've-
normal?
What?
Who isn't normal?
Who isn't normal?
You, Mr. Wright?
Pearl laughing in the background.
Who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether?
And who would that be? Who's the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing?
Mr.
Won't
Godo.
share his age.
What? Oh yeah, Mr. Won't share his age. Mr. At least 28. Mr. Godo. This is what you said yesterday.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
You can't see everything. Is that correct, Mr. Godo?
This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented.
This lantern. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
I always love doing flashbacks like that. Mr. Godo, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at Tribulations.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
He's not colorblind. He can't see red on white.
Bubba. Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
He's only blind to the color red when it's on a white background. You
Yep.
can see red normally any other time.
You
Like, I don't know. I don't think he knows that. Maybe he might not know that Phoenix's tie is red.
Yeah, he
Just a
really
slight
might.
chance.
He might not actually be able to see Phoenix's tie at all. Holy shit. Like, he might be able to make out that there's a weird lump on his chest, but he might not actually be able to see the tie very well.
Yeah.
You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red.
Ha! It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them?
Because you're fucked.
Yeah, because your eyes got fucking blown up.
As a reminder here, everyone at BCO, we are not ACAP. Trust me, it takes one to know one. Wait,
We're
ACAP?
not ACAB? All cops are
That's not the right
bastards?
That's not the right term.
Do you mean ableist?
Yes!
Someone
That's not that
flip
funny. Shut up. That is not that funny.
I mean, it's a little funny.
It's, yeah, a little.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should feel bad. You feel bad making fun of someone who's disabled? Huh?
No, because I am too.
I know. You're mentally disabled.
So are you.
Yeah, but I have meds for it. I win.
Yeah, there's no meds for mine.
I don't know. I could think of some, but you wouldn't like them.
If you're going to say cyanide, you're an asshole.
No, but it was close. I love you.
A bullet to the brain?
That's not a medicine. You silly willy.
So then, Mr. Godo, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern?
Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason why I don't drink red tea.
I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godo is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Imagine being colorblind and dyslexic. Do you have a friend who is like that? I mean, I'm not colorblind, but I am dyslexic to an extent. Mr. Godo, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Denim, also known as Misty Faye.
It's hard to believe this may be true. However, Once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you.
Ha! Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on! How does a little graffiti make me into the killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there.
I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red.
This is rich. Go on, Trite. Do go on, Trite.
The answer's right there at the crime scene. In the snow.
The snow? How so?
Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area?
Yes, why didn't he take just that area? Ah! Could it be?
Yes, the killer couldn't see the red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so he had to remove all of the snow. He couldn't be sure of where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area.
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark?
Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine.
It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Godo?
Wait just a minute.
Maya!
What is it, witness?
Mr. Godo, isn't the killer? After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple. Until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up.
Maya.
You can't testify to something like that.
Why? What do you mean?
That did that on its own.
I know.
After the murder happened, you didn't even exist.
She didn't? I'm afraid I don't follow.
You senile old man. We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, that's right.
Please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, do you plan to cover for Godo no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her.
Ha! Nicely done, Trite.
Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the inner temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling, and my spirit left me, as it were.
This isn't an actual testimony, is it?
But little Pearlie was there at the inner temple, too.
Wait, trying to throw her under the bus? Huh? Did she murder her? Damn.
Oh, now it's started. Okay.
I know what happens. I played this before. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
I was
Anyways,
gonna say, you tried to remember every single tiny detail of a game. It's impossible.
I
like
don't.
This. Exactly.
yeah, but you're always like, oh, I know. Actually.
Pearlie was also stuck in the inner temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Godo arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearly first and chewed her right up.
How do you know that?
Who is this Pearly?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
Sorry, I was drinking some water. Some agua, some wawa. Water's good for you. Drink plenty.
I'm terribly sorry. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
Come on! Pearly would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Maya, don't say that.
She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Credibility, tanking,
They
testimony,
sell Taki
failing.
powder. Why would you want to do that?
What?
Oh, sorry. I'm just watching this person like put Taki powder on their stuff, and I'm like, why would you want to do that? I freaking hate Takis.
Yeah, most of Taki flavors are fucking garbage.
I don't like Takis.
I know, Weena. You hate them. It's okay.
It's okay not to like fun things, Lena. It's okay.
I was gonna say you're just not a true Markiplier fan.
First of all, Markiplier doesn't actually eat the Takis. He doesn't like Takis. He likes Takis seasoning.
Yeah. Which is the exact thing you're complaining about right now.
You know what? Touche.
I'm just giving you shit, Lena. It's fine.
No, it's okay. I know where you sleep.
Oh, man. You give me shit, and all I can do is just sit there and take it. But I give you shit, and you threaten my life.
Yeah, because I'm a little bitch like you are.
If I
When's the
try to
last
talk
time you-
back, you threaten my life.
Yeah, and you still back down. You're like, See, I don't back down. I'm all. Do you not remember? I'm all bark, 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 bark. That's me. I'm thirsty.
Go get water, Miss Bark.
Bark, bark. No, it's good. I actually have it with me.
Oh, good.
Yay.
Real smart, Maya. You always know the best thing to say when you're under oath.
Ha! The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Godo, let's just move on to the cross-examination. If the defense has no objections.
This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright?
Let's get this cross-examination started.
I really don't think it was Godo, but we'll see.
Yeah, maybe I'm just trying to trick you.
Okay, look, you can't cover up your lies. I don't trust you. Don't pull that shit on me. I am now questioning everything, and I want to hit you so hard. I won't, because I love you. And I would also cry, because I thought I poked you hard in the cheek this morning, and I almost cried.
Yeah.
So just to let you
did.
know. I seriously, so this morning I sat down to clock into work, and Beat just so happens to be sitting next to me, because that's where his desk is. And I am waiting for the computer to load, and I went to poke him in the cheek. And I thought I did it too hard because I forgot my nails got a little longer. And I was like, oh no, did I actually poke you? And you're like, no. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
Well, you did
That is
poke
true.
me, but it wasn't like with your nail.
I know, but I still felt bad.
But yeah, you full on were like, oh my god, I hurt him. And I'm like, that was a jab at worst, and it wasn't even with a nail.
Shut up, I'm already crying. Anyways. Oh, where is my little boy?
For the first time.
Hmm. I'm thinking.
Keep thinking. Formulate. Formulate!
Fuck.
I have to think more. So where did you think Pearl slept that night?
Hold on. I was actually getting up to get my water bottle.
Oh, no worries.
Oh yeah, my knee pads. I need to open that to make sure they fit me.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
They're for my haunted house.
Oh yeah.
Totally for my haunted house and not my other side gig that I've not told you about. Just kidding. Oh fuck! I gotta do laundry too.
I gotta get this lump tested.
Anyways, what was this question?
Where do you think
Oh my
Pearl
God,
slept?
39:25.
In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess.
Did you like my joke about your other job?
Yes.
Okay.
It didn't like click at first that was like a jab against me, and I was like, it's like, haha. Wait.
Wait a second.
Oh my God, these are huge. Chill zone. Anyways,
There's a rule that you can't enter the training hall during an acolyte's training.
I've heard of that brand.
But even so, why did she go to the inner temple in the first place?
Oh, I forgot the honey rub is surprisingly warm. Wingstop is so good.
Yeah.
Definitely better than B-dubs.
oh yeah. This is now a Wingstop household.
Hell yeah. Not sponsored, but I could be. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It seems that Pearls became very worried about Maya.
He knew that the spiritual training I was going to undergo was very intense.
So really funny.
Pearls was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple.
Oh no, my knee pad.
However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Denim.
The next morning,
Oh yeah, sorry. I already forgot I read that.
You're fine.
oh
She
shit,
searched the
he's
inner
not
temple
fit.
side end to end.
Well, you see, Pearly gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went back and forth several times.
The inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and a spare prep room.
And there's also a storage shack, I think. That's about it.
There was a storage shack too? Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she have really examined a storage shack all that carefully?
Well, if it was me, I'd be the first place to investigate.
So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack.
Damn. Damn, Judge. Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge.
I don't fucking know. What do you mean?
I was just wondering why she would stay in the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge.
Oh, well, Pearlie said she was sleeping at the time.
Sorry. I'm just trying out my knee pads.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, Pippi. I woke her up.
She sleeps all the time.
She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep well and woke up a bunch of times.
Poor little girl. All alone like that.
Well, we know that she at least had one friend in the sacred cavern. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was busy battling with the trick lock.
She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. I gotta get a picture of Pippi and where she's laying down.
Wow, surprisingly stays well.
That's good.
Oh, wow. This feels so nice on my knees.
Nice.
This is going to be so much better than sitting on my knees all the time when I'm in a room.
Sucking dick. What? What?
What? Who said that? Popped off.
What
Yeah,
happened
let's-
after the bridge was finally fixed?
So it was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Godo?
That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question?
Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness.
Fuck you.
What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor.
Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh, well. What do you have to say, Mr. Godo?
Hot nights and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say.
No, I've definitely never heard you say that one.
Yeah, that one's new to me.
If it hadn't have been for this case, I never would have visited there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass.
So he had never visited Hazakura Temple or the Inner Temple, huh?
Ha! You want to say something trite?
In
Yeah, I
any
wanna say
case, I have to
something.
find a crack in Godo's armor. Well, with NASA.
Yeah, what an asshole.
While I cross-examine Maya, that is.
Very well, please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right?
Sorry. I was taking
You're
a drink.
fine. You're fine.
Yes, then Mr. Godo fucked everything up. What a fuck up.
He cheered her up?
That's when Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking out after my cousin, Mr. Godo.
I'm only like 29. What do you mean, older gentleman?
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict.
Ha! Always leave him guessing. Cut it out. You're making me blush.
This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves. In more ways than one.
The truth is, there aren't that many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The policemen were all busy going over the garden with fine-toothed combs. So I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way. Godo style.
Don't say that.
Yeah, can I get a burger Godo style?
You know, animal style is an actual way to order a burger?
Yeah, it's at In-N-Out.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I've never been to an In-N-Out.
Yeah, but it's like well known for that.
I don't know.
Man, you don't watch mukbangs and it's really showing.
Man, you watch mukbangs and it's really showing.
So fascinating. They could just eat so much food.
She's in it for the sounds and watching them eat.
I do fall asleep to them.
It's like a kink.
No!
I know, I'm just...
I can play this game too, but I won't because I respect you sometimes.
No, I know, it's not a kink. It was just the funniest thing to say.
Grr.
I'm the same way. I like to order my burgers judge style.
There you are, Hannibal.
Hey, sweetie pie.
Can you believe my favorite restaurant actually gets little gavel-shaped toothpicks for my burgers for me? Oh, I adore them. They seem to really like me.
Yay.
Like doing laundry while you're doing this.
Oh yeah, no worries.
I like to hand down my verdicts in my own way, judge style.
Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style.
Stop. Phoenix.
So you cheered Pearls up?
When I found that little girl,
Whoa.
the first thing that she asked about was her cousin, Maya Fey.
You know, that bitch over there?
Really?
You know, the cunt with the pearl necklace over here.
Hey. A little too far, old man. I would never call you a cunt or something.
Yeah, what would you call me?
I don't know.
I can't say because Pearlie's here.
But you
But
can
if
say
I-
It's like Pearls.
Wow, Pearl!
Waiting for the ring.
Whoa! Hey, where'd you learn that word? Let's not talk about that.
Whoa, hey!
Whoa, hey!
What a fucking English dub. Oh my god. I've not kept up with where the anime is in that.
I don't know.
I think they're like either right by the end or done. Cause they were just they had like just made it to the village last time I checked. So that's pretty close to the end.
Yay, laundry started. Yay! Oh, why'd I turn my lights off? Alright. Why say that? I'm good.
You
I'm
good?
gonna grab water. I've tripped over my little crap bucket thing. I forgot I put it there.
Oh, Lena.
Did we tell chat that we tried zucchini noodles?
We did not. I mean, it's not my
Guys.
first time trying them, but they were so much better than when my parents made them.
You're welcome. You just make a list of shit your parents made for you,
Actually,
so that I can cook for you.
wait. My parents made spaghetti squash.
Ah. It's about the same texture.
I don't like spaghetti squash, though.
We'll see about that.
Well, the way they made it, I could taste the spaghetti squash, and I didn't like the taste.
Hmm.
But no, yes, the textures were comparable.
Really?
So yeah,
The bridge had burned down and she was huddled up in that tiny shack with no heat. Even though she must have had a truly terrifying night out there, she asked about you before she said a thing about herself.
Wow, that's like so cool. I'm not in front of the computer, so you can say this line.
Pearly.
I noticed that you weren't anywhere on the inner temple side, but I couldn't find it in me to tell her that. So I gave her my last cup.
You gave a child a fucking coffee.
With milk and
A
sugar
child that
to
size.
hide the bitterness
Oh.
of the harsh truth.
Okay. Wait, what?
Go on.
So poetic. Ugh. You're so dreamy.
What was your question? What was your question? She's gone.
I had a question.
You said, well, what?
Oh, no. You answered it immediately with the next line.
Oh.
Ah.
What a sweet story. He had a thermos of coffee? Why doesn't that surprise me? There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godo when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed at least Anim.
Whoa. Hannibal, I'm sorry, sweetie.
I don't think she was actually looking around. No. Oh, no. Damn. Hmm. Oh, wait, there was something I asked that I didn't like. Let's see, what was it that I asked that had multiple choices?
Hi, sweetie.
Pearls was supposed to channel Dolly Hawthorne.
Meow, meow, meow.
Okay, what was it? Or maybe I didn't see anything in this testimony that had multiple choices. Or no, it was this one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Godo's investigation. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything?
It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, Trite. After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern.
Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles.
Ah,
The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall.
Beauty.
beauty.
Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes. Western tastes?
Western taste. Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy?
So from there, you headed for the prep room.
Wait a sec. What did Godo say just now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Okay. Fuck! Okay. And okay, whoops, I was on the wrong one still. Skip all this. Uh-huh. By the hue and aromas of Western tastes. Head for the prep room. Okay. It's completely covered, which means he saw it. Where do I present that, though? Right here. There it is. Mr. Godo, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall.
Hanging scroll?
But Mr. Godo was right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this.
What's that wonderfully delicious smell?
How can you fucking smell that? Did I pocket
Are we
it?
supposed to assume? Yeah, did we have the actual scroll with us? The hell?
The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? Well, why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godo? Wow, he really just went... It doesn't matter. If you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye.
Shut it.
Wait a minute, Nick.
Yes.
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top. There's a crest there.
Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark...
Then you could guess that it was a picture of Misty Faye on there.
True, but Mr. Godo described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western tastes.
Oh.
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known what she was wearing, that she was wearing Japanese clothing. It is so funny how much I just realized gets retconned in the most recent game. Mr. Godo, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place.
Wow.
Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite?
What is it?
This whole theory of yours. It all rests on a certain assumption. that I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
That's right!
Lena, I cannot wait for you to see what tells us that he knew somehow.
Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Of course Mr. Godo knew about the plan.
Huh?
What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan?
So there's one item in the court record that we know he should have been the one to see it. Can you guess what it is, Lena?
No, will the game tell me?
No, I have to guess it right now.
I don't know. The hood.
No, but not a bad guess. Orders from Morgan Fay. Opened once before.
Oh yeah.
He saw the letter that Pearl got. Before Pearl did. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for over a year. However, by the time little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed.
Unsealed?
Yes. The killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple.
And you still insist this crafty killer is me?
You bet I do.
But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right! Mr. Godo couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out.
Yes, and when was that?
During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden.
Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center.
Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor, such as Mr. Godo. Do 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 do.
Order, order, order! Mr. Godo, you're under fire again!
This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder.
Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee.
Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean?
It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness.
That's right.
If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her.
Well,
I am what you see. I'm certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress.
The killer's behavior's certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life. His behavior is still a little too unnatural.
However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godo? An unshakable reason that he forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
Maya, I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godo. For the same reason, huh?
Okay, Trite. I'm all ears. Let's hear it.
It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you.
What's this?
There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably.
Mia.
There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister.
Mia Fey.
You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney.
Wait a second here. Mr. Godo is a defense attorney?
With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godo, his real name is Diego Armando.
Diego Armando.
Isn't that right?
The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago.
Diego Armando. That name rings a bell.
It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked.
Oh, Baba. Baba, 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 Baba.
Bubba. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Lena, this is a serious moment.
But he looks over, all serious, and then all you hear is, Bubba.
It killed me.
Bubba.
Bubba.
I can't,
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I was moved by her. The way she put
Sure.
all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. Hidden underneath those voluptuous...
Whoa! Godo!
so her got huge assets. She had a great personality.
A beautiful mind. And a wonderful, budding ability as a lawyer. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria.
Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned.
Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee.
Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press.
But you weren't dead at all.
No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma.
I see.
Do you know how many times I dreamed about Mia telling me to wake up, that her sister needed me? It was actually very nice to see her again.
But she was weirdly naked. I could never explain why.
Sometimes I was naked too. And we were in the courthouse together. And we were... Mr. Godo, please! Defending a client. It was like one of those weird dreams where you're like naked in front of school. It was really embarrassing.
I see. I've had those dreams too.
Man, we are assholes. I'm so sorry for people trying to enjoy the story.
I know. It's a very serious moment. Lena, how could you?
Hey man, I'm sorry. Can't take anything seriously.
My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. A woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness.
Oh God, we need to. Okay, here it comes.
5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
You're fucking kidding. Coffee is what killed me, but also what saved me.
But also what brought me back!
Fuck you, Godo.
Hell yeah, baby!
It's all about the coffee.
Yeah! It's all about the brew, baby! Let's go brew!
There's a fan comic about this where it's literally like a doctor walking in with a cup of coffee and they sit down, and as soon as they sit down, it like stops covering his face. Because like him there, them walking in, them sitting down, and it's just suddenly his eyes are wide open and he's just staring at them, and then them freaking out in the last panel. It's so good. Oh, it's such a good fan comic. I have to find it again.
5 years? You were asleep for 5 years?
The worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. The woman I loathed had been sentenced to death.
The woman you loathed?
The woman who had
That's what
spiked my...
stopped you?
What?
That's what stopped you? The woman you loathed. Not the, oh, you had a crush on her?
They were dating.
Shut up.
The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne! Ha! Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor.
If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live?
The first was you, trite. Huh?
Oh.
Me? Get over here, big boy.
Whoa, I'm in a committed relationship.
No, you're not. I saw the way you
Aw.
talk to each other.
Why?
That boy's in
Weird.
the closet harder than you are.
Oh, come on. We're trying to talk it out. Pearl's like, no, you're not. I should know.
No, you guys really aren't. Just like Maya, like, I didn't want to intrude, but like,
Damn it. I wasn't my place to say, but he's kind of got a point. Like, it just everything flips back onto Phoenix. Like, what the fuck? I thought this thing was about Godo.
If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault.
Okay.
it wasn't like that.
I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were.
So that's why you became a prosecutor?
My other reason for living? She goes by the name of Maya Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Karine Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her.
That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center.
I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it.
That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out.
Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices.
Accomplices?
Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey.
But how did you contact my mother?
She had been missing. Oh.
You're good.
She'd been missing for almost 20 years.
Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government?
Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of Karine had great authority.
Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget, no matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why. I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff.
Her staff? The one with the sword in it?
The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then.
Sorry.
Sorry, indeed.
I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fey if necessary. Yes! Even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother.
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan.
You mean Pearls, don't you?
We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne.
Baba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Huh? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan. But she never showed up.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body.
What? What do you mean?
If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Kurine, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to.
Huh? What?
That tells you that Maya's ability to channel is stronger than Pearl's.
Yeah.
She just didn't have the training.
Mm-hmm.
What? Is this true?
My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple. Just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne.
Godo.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, trite.
Huh?
There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself.
The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Faye, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godo.
Well, trite, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick, please don't.
Maya.
I heard the whole thing. From my sister in the medical office. That's why. That's why. I had to protect Mr. Godo. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too!
Maya, I know that.
Nick.
But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify.
Miss Faye, your testimony, please.
This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder?
Witness testimony.
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed, and I lost consciousness.
These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Ha! Things break, Trite. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? It looks like you still can't prove it.
Maya is telling the truth this time. I know it. The rest is up to me.
Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness.
I think I know whose blood is on that knife. Struck back? How do you know that?
Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly. But I could tell by the sounds of their breathing and movements. And also, the smell of blood.
You've witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one lifetime. So then, what did you do at that point?
I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do.
Could you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier?
Yes, I think so. But
They went out?
yeah, suddenly I couldn't see them at all.
What could it mean?
If the red lights were coming from Goto's mask, and they went out right in the middle of a fight,
Maybe the mask was damaged.
or maybe it was knocked off.
Or maybe the batteries ran out. Right, Trite?
Or maybe those little red pinhead-looking lights just stopped working.
What could have really happened then? I'm gonna try it. Nope. Okay, I have one more try and then I need to reload. Nope. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
What?
So then, that scream came from the killer.
That's gotta be it.
I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow. I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, seems to make sense to me.
It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction.
That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct.
Remember the I know, right? He's so self-aware it hurts sometimes. Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream. Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim.
Is that right?
She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff.
If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, trite.
There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here.
If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer?
Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree.
Yes, the detective found that this morning and brought it to me.
Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well.
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim.
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body.
So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer?
Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godo, it would prove that it's your blood.
Nice theory, trite.
Order in the court.
Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test.
Ha! Let me ask you something, trite. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that?
What?
Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom.
Yes, what does that prove?
Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. It can't be! In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, trite. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance!
What?
In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. All right then, witness. Continue your testimony.
Well, wait a minute.
What's the problem?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya!
This dagger, you said that it wounded the killer.
That's right.
But if Mr. Godo had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right?
Good point, Maya. Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That'd solve the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple site got trapped there.
Oh, that's right. And once the bridge was fixed, then the police headed for the inner temple.
Mr. Godo was already there waiting for them.
Sorry.
You're good.
He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Ah!
Order in the court. What the witness says is true.
Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him.
But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes?
Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way he wouldn't get any blood on them.
That's just creepy.
That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid.
Ah! That is creepy. You're right.
Ha! So that's all you've got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Ugh. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already.
If Mia Fey were here...
So come on, Trite. Can you do it or not?
How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godo of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence?
The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it.
Ha! That's good. A fighter till the bitter end, Trite. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the unlimited penalty?
Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godo? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need.
Give me a break! You've got nothing, Trite.
So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. My voice cracked. An approach? I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle.
All right then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you've got.
There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger.
But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing.
There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound.
What did you say?
Hidden?
This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound.
It's the end of the line. The final stop, Trite. Let's hear what you've got. Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound?
You know what it might actually be?
Ha! I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was.
Whoa.
Isn't that right, Trite? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him?
Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. It's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godo, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved.
dark! Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godo.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me.
You yourself?
I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid behind a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya! Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason?
No. Why?
I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure.
What do you mean by that?
That night, in the darkness of the garden when I saw her silhouette, part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me.
Huh.
It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything.
Mr. Godo.
I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
Mr. Armando! I believe in you! I know you were trying to save me.
Whoa.
Thanks.
Your wound. It's bleeding.
Ha! Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears.
Tears? What are you, a Sharingan user?
Uh-huh.
Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando.
You'd do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant.
Oh, forgot you were here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risks, and I willingly cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing I would like to say to Mr. Wright.
Hmm?
I want to apologize to you.
Apologize to me? For what?
For the case 5 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover?
Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me.
It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
That's a weird thing to say.
Uh-huh.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister. You only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice?
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way! It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months. The woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia.
I hope one day you can forgive me. Beanie.
You mean...
That's right. I lied to you. For 8 months.
Holy shit, this is a drama!
Yeah.
But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, My sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance. She couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you.
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst.
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get it back from you. But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed, and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer.
Whoa.
She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Huh? Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life. Or mine.
Iris!
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed.
I have something to say to you two.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you, though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright?
Yeah, I think you're right.
The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim Elise Denim. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant
Not guilty!
Woo!
Court is now adjourned.
You know.
So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand.
Of course, justice was served. Hi.
Mia!
I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant.
But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you.
You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible.
You mean, with that verdict?
I think one day you will understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me.
Mia!
You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you.
Mia.
I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix.
I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick,
Maya.
I guess it's just like my sis said.
Mia? What did she say?
That night, when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix. Fucking Hannibal, stop with your zoomies. Calm down. I could get distracted. Don't worry, Phoenix. Don't worry. Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
But
Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, Sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you have done for us, Nick. Hannibal, I'm going
Maya.
to punch you.
how? How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your mother murdered. Yeah!
Oh, that's why.
Franziska!
How can you be so happy? Suddenly my girlfriend shows up. Gee, wonder why.
Still
Shut
as
up.
softy as always, Phoenix Wright.
Excellent work, right?
Ooh, speaking of couples.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back?
Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Franziska have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial,
Having way too much fun.
right? The defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into the river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day.
Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Oh, ouch! Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Franziska?
I don't suppose. I'm gonna guess. Oh no, I don't suppose there's room for me in this group hug, is there?
No.
Oh, Larry!
Get the
forgot you were
fuck
there.
out!
Yeah.
What's with the, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn.
Sorry.
I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone. Not even once.
That's not true, right, Nick?
What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. I guess Larry's the next one to take a plunge into that river. No. Oh, yeah! Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance.
Do you really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well too?
Francie. My beauty could possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Glare.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it. That's worth something.
So then you'll do it? Like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Francie's Whippity Whip Tour. Ah!
Don't get carried away.
Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh?
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya.
Oh! I'll go look for her. Be right back.
What the fuck? Hey, Pearly!
Right. You seem to be
Oh.
uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering about the comment about me being further in the closet than you are. No, actually, I forgot about that comment until just now. Oh. Well, never mind. I must go now. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah.
To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Franziska. Sorry, that was me slipping off of the straw I'm trying to drink water through. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears. And I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
What do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya? Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Ow!
So tell me, Phoenix Wright. What is Maya Fey being strong for? Pearly.
Pearly.
Pearl Fey.
The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last
Greater
word.
good.
What?
The greater good.
The greater good, good. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake. Until she can see her smile again.
Oh, hey! So this is where y'all were. Wow. Looks like we've got quite the bunch of... Ow! What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seemed to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me.
My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's all right.
I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight. Ah!
Did you go to work, Scruffy? That whip was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean...
Tribulations. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, hey, you, crybaby. You're invited too.
Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya is taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya. What's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Hurley, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh?
I'll bet she just went back home. That's all.
By herself?
Well, she ran here from the village, remember?
Touche.
I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one had heard from her. This has never happened before.
As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe,
Yeah, what is it, pal?
could you guys go on ahead?
But what about you?
Maya and I will join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick,
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, but you're the... Oh!
very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, Rod. We won't.
But where should we look? Where could have Pearly gone?
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. Jesus Christ, Pearl. Not beating the Sonic allegations.
Huh, huh.
Have you seen that comic?
No.
There's another one that makes reference to her running from the village to the courthouse. And it's like,
Wow.
Pearl, how did you get here? And it just shows her running like Sonic the Hedgehog and even kicking Eggman's ass.
Hazakura Temple.
For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started.
Oh yeah, I'm her now.
What's this? Y'all are back again so soon? A sister bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here. Pearly is here. She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Oh, okay.
Oh, the scroll is clean.
Pearly's not here.
Ah! Maya, the hanging scroll.
Someone's cleaned it off.
It's gotta be pearls.
Pearly! Why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya! I swore. I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother.
That's why you came here?
It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad that my mom's gone. But how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now.
Hippie, god damn it. She's got fucking ranch on her head again. You fucking
Hippie.
dumbass cat.
That's why. I had to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do.
Oh, that is an absurd amount of ranch. Come the fuck back here.
Mystic Maya. I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty.
That's Bikini.
Huh?
That line is by Bikini.
Oh.
I'm
Jo-
impressed.
Do you
What?
want me to take over Bikini again?
Sure.
I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty.
Sister Bikini.
Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night.
Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. You know what? I actually want to read this one out loud.
Yeah.
After dishonoring the good name of Kurain, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me. Until the day I die.
Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets.
She'll always be with me until the day I die. Huh.
Huh?
There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die.
It's the Master's talisman.
The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important. Rather, it was the contents.
That's...
A photo. Mother.
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who who are constantly challenged by that question.
Aww.
They broke
That
it
poor
first.
pot.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been broken like 3 or 4 times now. Even when the battle is over and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return. Time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando. And Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today.
I still can't.
Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise.
I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back.
All right. We're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
You know, there's one thing I don't get. And probably don't want to, but
What is it, Nick?
reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3?
Come on, why do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh?
I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you.
Huh?
It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course, naturally.
Huh?
That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk in hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time. Right, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure. Of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm getting goosebumps too.
Well then, here goes nothing.
Huh.
And that's Trials and Tribulations.
Woo!
This auto
I
scrolls,
really
by
had
the
to
way.
work extra hard. Massacring the office manager very Corla, and it had to be a good big sister Burly and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
What a game.
So it's true. Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Oh my god.
For that one, you have to lay on a bed of needles and have hot coals pressed on your stomach.
Wow.
Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off.
Gross. Yeah, well somehow you don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Don't worry about it. In the name of love, man will soil himself silly.
Oh, goodness.
I think they got together.
Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures Aquarium exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I haven't seen for almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip, and said that I must show you what I've learned.
Oh no.
Oh.
You do 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 do. Desi and I started a company called Master Mass Consulting.
We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city.
Our motto is cut it out, please!
Pretty cute, huh?
Well, we also sell plans to the criminals as a kind of side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. Jesus.
God, I forgot how much I loved him.
I know, right?
Oh, I forgot about you.
I wanted to show you my appreciation of Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him $500,000 and a tea set, a special thick tea, one I mixed with my own two hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise.
I don't remember if that was the voice I actually gave her or not.
It was something like that. It was dark and broody.
Ugh.
I'm just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed weights of flesh. At least that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper.
Nice.
Oh, he's 69. Haha, got him. Sorry.
As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Galen Elg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adamata. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. I feel like that's a reference that we don't exactly get.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Might be a
Adamata?
reference to a character. Not a character, a person on the team.
Right.
My. More reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I preside such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for hours to come back. Wow!
They gave her a good laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Special thanks to Kumiko Suikane.
You've turned into such a respectable man, Beanie. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed.
Oh, because she was staring at Iris.
He was staring,
He was
at,
staring
Iris,
at Iris.
and Pearl was like, "Hey." Oh yeah, who's his voice? Ben Groman Judd. Sean King, or Sean King. Christina Catano.
Christina Catano.
Yeah. Whoosh. James C. Wilson. This is going to sound bad. That is a very generic name.
That's not bad.
Oh, Janet Sue.
Ugh.
David Crislip. Oh my God,
Oh,
she's
wow.
back.
What's this? I'm back for a long entire vacation. No one is here to greet me. I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit, and I got no one. Oh, what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? What's with all those flashing lights and switches? I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? I'm when I know exactly what something is, but I really care because I'm just afraid of something just made with the scratch all hard. I will everybody tell me treat me like a refined lady.
Oh my God, Lena.
It sucks because I was eating during that too.
Right?
Hi,
I
Larry.
finally found something I love to do. Franzie's Whippity Whip trip is going to turn the art world on its head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial? I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all.
Aw. No, you're not.
He is. He definitely is. Oh, actually, that's a really good portrait.
Holy shit, Larry. That's so good. Nice detail of putting Edgeworth and Phoenix right next to each other.
And then there's those three.
Wow, we did it!
We did it. That's the original trilogy.
Holy shit.
Yeah! Ouchies. All right. I guess let me get the music up and running and we can head to the end screen. All right, here we go. As always, thank you all for being here. That's the end of it. We're done.
Yay!
It's time to move on to,
Greater pastures.
yeah, later games in the series. So, Lena, do you want to do the Apollo Justice trilogy or do you want to do the Investigations duology first?
Well, you've been hyping up Apollo for so long. So I kind of want to do Apollo.
Okay. Starting sometime next year, we'll be moving on to Apollo Justice. I know. It's going to be a while. We have a Yakuza game to play. But yeah, that's it. I hope you liked it, Lena.
I did.
That's good. So yeah, I guess this is good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow for probably Dead Rising.
And I won't see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, Lena won't be back until sometime next week. Because she's got all her Halloween haunt stuff to do. But I've got a special game planned for her birthday that I'm sure she'll very much enjoy that I saved for then, so look forward to it.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was picking a game. No, that sounds more fun.
I mean, you're not going to be surprised by what it is, but I think you'll enjoy it nonetheless.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
I mean, I'm saving it for the Friday before, since we're going to be not streaming on your birthday.
Yeah.
But yes. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.